What's up, your boy Vaughn? Another reaction in today's video after Brandon Sorsby situation is insane by Matt B. Great. These niggas gambling, and this nigga could have been LSU quarterback. Even though I think I wanted this nigga Brandon Sorsby, but niggas said he trash and that he can't throw deep. But bro, Texas Tech gave this nigga a bag. He was the #1 quarterback in the transfer portal. Sam Levitt, bro, I don't believe in Sam Levitt, bro. I think Sam Levitt is trash too. Sam Levitt just gonna have to show me out of out of them transfer quarterbacks. I think what his name, Jake Hoover. He going to Indiana. I think he probably gonna be the best. You know what I'm saying? The best quarterbacks in college football is Darren. I'm gonna put Trinidad Campbell's #1, Darren Minter second, and who third? I seen some of that Drew Meckermeyer tape. I seen some of his tape from North Texas, but he transferred to Oklahoma State. He gonna be playing at Oklahoma State, OSU, uh this next season. Um, who third? Fuck. I can't think.
Think about it. I'm not telling you he's guilty. Brendan Sorsby himself is telling you he's guilty. It's done. It's over. You can
No, the third best quarterback in college football is that Kale quarterback, that Samoan Polynesian nigga with that long ass name.
wave goodbye to the
I'm telling you, I don't trust these young athletes now. I think all these niggas gambling. Don't bet on these niggas, bro. These young athletes, these niggas is betting on games. And they throwing games. Don't bet on these niggas. Wasn't J-Mo doing the same shit? Betting on games or something? Or I think that was in the NFL.
$5 million NIL deal that Tech gave you. As bad as all this sounds and looks, guess what? It gets even worse. We don't know exactly how this is going to unfold, but here's what I do know. Brendan Sorsby, he's cooked.
Yeah, the nigga gonna might get suspended for the full season or banned.
You blew it. You blew it all for a $2.50 change-up in the middle of the fourth inning. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you are staying safe from all the storms out there. Hope all of you having a great Tuesday. Hope all of you having a great week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we got to talk about a crazy situation involving a star quarterback in college football. It appears to seem we got a bit of a messy situation on our hands, and this is all unfolding as when I'm speaking to make this video. I'm sure in the upcoming days we're going to get up.
His ass kind of like Paul Skeens.
Updates on it, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel, you get notifications on all that nice stuff. I'll be doing my absolute best to keep you guys updated 24/7, and as you can see from these comments, it's been a highly requested video on the channel. I am currently looking at the comment section on one of the recent videos, and this is the first 3 comments I see. I'm not even going to acknowledge that username. Matt B promoting gambling, do a video on the Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby gambling situation. Under that, haven't been this early since Matt's hairline started receding. And then right below that, Morty's hair went undrafted. I mean, are we for real? Why is my channel turning into a Los Polos comment section? I'm not even going to get too worked up over these comments because I'm in a good mood. I'm going to let it slide, and also they're just ridiculous because everybody watching this video knows I got a full head of hair. Waves by 2028, Afro by 2029, but on a serious note, getting back on track here, Mr. Brendan Sorsby, quarterback, transfer quarterback for the Texas Tech Red Raiders, one of the top programs in all college football, currently in the new NIL era. He does have a gambling addiction, and he has a gambling situation that we got to talk about. I'm glad I actually saw this comment because I do want to address it, and no, I do not want to be a hypocrite. Well,
my question, can NFL players, can they bet on NBA games, or they can't bet in general? Like, they can't bet on nothing. That's a good question. Y'all think them niggas be betting on playoff games? And can they do that? Is that allowed? Because they betting on NBA, they're not betting on football. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Matt, this is very hypocritical of you, my man, because you over here saying, oh, you don't need to do what Brendan Sorsby is doing, but you have promoted this stuff on your channel before, and yes, I have. I understand a lot of you don't like it, but I want you to understand this. By me taking a couple of sponsorships here and there, it helps us keep everything free on the channel. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not turning down the duffel. Just not going to happen. So if you can't be happy when we get sponsors on our channel, I don't know what more to tell you. Now that we've gotten that address and out the way, let's get to what we really need to talk about, Sorsby. Let me give you a very brief introduction on old Sorsby, because I wouldn't say he's necessarily at this point in time a household name. He's not like a Diego Pavia or Fernando Mendoza, guys like that we've been talking about the past couple of days. Sorsby is a former Indiana Hoosiers quarterback and Cincinnati quarterback. Recently played at Cincinnati. He was pretty solid last
He was good at Cincinnati. I know. Watched the nigga. Like I don't know how he was the #1 quarterback in the transfer portal. I never watched the nigga.
year. He had 27 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Not bad, you'll take it. He's got relatively good size. He's about 6'3", 225 pounds, and he was one of the top quarterbacks in the recent transfer portal. He hits the transfer portal, and there are some rumors going around that he may go to LSU at Lane Kiffin. He may go to Texas Tech. He may go to this other school. But long story short, he commits and signs with the Texas Tech Red Raiders for, I can't remember exactly how much.
Yeah, Texas Tech got money now. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas had a good team last year. Them niggas had David Bailey and Jacob Rodriguez at the age.
But it was
This nigga David Bailey. Nigga, who was the last fucking Texas Tech nigga to go? Who was the last Texas? Who was the last Texas Tech nigga to be a second overall pick? Like,
ton of money in NIL. I think it was either $4 or $5 million. As we know, that's chump change for Tech because they got all that oil money, they got all that NIL money. They spent the most money on their roster out of every single college football team last year. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. They spent more money than your top dogs like Ohio State and Texas A&M, schools like that. With Tech having all this money in the NIL department, they have quickly rose to one of the top 15, top 10 programs in all college football. They had a really good season last year, and the only thing that held them back was they had terrible quarterback play. They had one of the
yeah, I don't know who that quarterback was. Yeah, that nigga sucked.
best defenses in the nation. If they had a quarterback, who knows how good they could have been. So when the offseason hit, that was priority one. We got to go get a quarterback because without a quarterback, we're not going to be competing for a national championship. We may sneak into a playoffs again, but we're not going to win a game. So they said, look, we don't care if we got to spend $5 or even $10 million. We're getting us a quarterback, and they got one, a good one at that. And everything was looking great for them heading into 2026. It was a quiet offseason. That was up until yesterday. This news came out in the afternoon. New Texas Tech quarterback Brennan Sorsby is taking a leave of absence from the football program for a gambling addiction, the school announced. Shocked everybody. Shocked me. I was like, what? What's going on? My immediate reaction to this post right here was this. This had to be serious. Because do you know how bad it's got to be for you to take a leave of absence? Very, very bad. Here's one of your other official reports that came out right when all this was. Here was one of your other official reports that came out right when all this was happening. Breaking: Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brennan Sorsby is checking into a residential treatment program for his addiction. He's under NCAA investigation in the wake of the discovery of Sorsby making thousands of bets. Let me say it again. Thousands of bets via a gambling app. When I saw that, I go, okay, that makes way more sense. And that is why he's taking a leave of absence, because like I thought it had to be severe, and it was. We're not talking about a couple of bets here and there with the broskies or anything like that. Thousands of bets. Here's where things get super interesting, because everyone's freaking
That nigga was in a parlay group chat.
out going, oh my
That nigga was betting on himself and throwing games.
gosh, when were these bets happening? Because at that time, when this report came out, we didn't know if these were on games last year for Cincinnati, or we just didn't know anything. We were out of the loop. Was he betting on college football games? Was he betting on something else? We didn't know. Pete Nako's reliable source confirmed that Sorsby placed bets on Indiana while he was on the roster in 2022. From everything I've seen up until this point, the bets he placed on Indiana when he was on the roster, that was for Indiana to win, but it doesn't matter. You can't predict or bet on Indiana to win or lose. It's a no-no. It's frowned upon. Here's what the NCAA guidelines say. I'm going to read this off word for word. Student athletes who engage in activities to influence outcomes of their own games or knowingly provide information to individuals involved in sports betting activities will potentially face permanent loss of collegiate eligibility in all sports. This would also apply to student athletes who wager on their own games or on other sports at their own schools. In other terms, Sorsby's eligibility is on the line here. Here's where things get even more interesting, though. Not only was he placing bets on Indiana, he was placing bets on Cincinnati Reds games. Yes, baseball. And when I was reading up on this, I was like, yeah, he might have been a degenerate. He was placing live bets on balls and strikes. The bets range anywhere from $2.50 to less than $1 per pitch. I'm not going to hold you. Live bets on balls and strikes for $1? That is insane. You can't even enjoy the game at that point. Here's what I'm immediately thinking about. I don't know how the NCAA is just going to let this slide and say, it's whatever. He can play in week 1 or he can play in the upcoming season. I feel like they have been waiting to make an example out of somebody. And who better to make an example out of than a guy who just got $5 million in the transfer portal? And he was gambling. I really have a hard time believing the NCAA is going to be like, yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal. Because this isn't like the John Mateer situation where he got caught up doing a couple of bets here and there with some of his buddies, and he was sending money over on, Cash App?
But so many ass college quarterbacks. Speaking of John Mateer suck, Julian Sands suck, Arch Manning suck. He improved midway in the season, though. Don't fall for that propaganda that Arch Manning is the best college quarterback.
No, that is way different. We're talking about Mateer did that, 2 or 3 times, and it wasn't even on a gambling app. Well, Sorsby, he had a gambling app, and he's placed thousands of bets, including, can't forget to mention this, on his own team, Indiana. So first off, he's got to worry about his eligibility. Second off, if he's not eligible, you have to assume that Texas Tech is not just going to cough up $5 million to a guy they can't even use. So this may be the 2-for-1 special. He could lose his eligibility and also lose, more importantly, $5 million. As bad as all this sounds and looks, guess what? It gets even worse. Cincinnati's former team is suing him for a $1 million buyout because he broke his contract, quote-unquote, and transferred to Texas Tech. So that's going on in the midst of this, but at this point in time, that seems like a very insignificant...
Yeah, you just career suicide yourself. Like, what is you doing?
problem, but it is $1 million. Sorsby, he has already filed a motion to dismiss it, so that's ongoing as when I'm speaking. We don't know exactly how this is going to unfold, but here's what I do know. Brendan Sorsby, he's cooked. He's fried like some catfish in the Southeast. There is no escaping what's about to happen to him. He doesn't even have an alibi. At least John Mateer's alibi was, I was joking with some buddies, we placed a bet on a game, but it was a video game, it wasn't a real game, and we just sent the money over through Venmo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, think about this. Brendan Sorsby has already admitted he's guilty by leaving the team and entering a gambling rehab center. Think about it. I'm not telling you he's guilty. Brendan Sorsby himself is telling you he's guilty. It's done. It's over. You can wave goodbye to the $5 million NIL deal that Tech gave you. You blew it. You blew it all for a $2.50 change-up in the middle of the fourth inning. That's all I got, and you don't need me to sit up here and tell you what everyone else has already told you about this, because some things that go without being said. Is this an awful situation? Yes, and of course, he shouldn't have been doing the things that he was doing. It's as simple as that. I hope he gets the help he needs, and I'm wishing him the best of luck, but like we've already stated numerous times in this video, it's not looking good, Chief. Many more things I'd say went off here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But
yeah, this is crazy. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and about deuces. I'm telling you, son, don't bet on these college niggas. I don't trust them. It's probably other players doing this shit too.